Well, it is the last day of classes, and I have decided to send out this video to everybody. One, to make sure everybody understood the homework for this week. Chapter 30, both classes. That's what you had to do. Some of you, I can tell, did not watch the video last week and sent me the next lesson. I asked for both classes to do lesson 30. Those of you that have already done that, you're awesome. Thank you for doing so. So, one of the weirdest years since I have been teaching at GCA. It's been a very interesting time, for lack of a better term. I literally didn't know what I was going to do when I sat down and talked to you guys tonight. It's been a very frustrating year. It was the school year started out pretty normal. Christmas came, and I feel like Christmas was like 8 years ago. And you all know what I said in the beginning of class with coronavirus and the numbers, and I still stand by those numbers that I told you all in class. I still stand by the fact that this thing is nothing more, numbers-wise, than the flu. But we literally have tyrannical governors that are running our states right now. And our governor, I've been trying to tell you people that our governor is the worst one around. He's making national news now, hiding from his bunker in his house. We think he's in his house because none of the senators or the congressmen of our state have seen him. He's making videos like I'm doing right now. This is how he's doing videos and press releases, so nobody can ask him questions. Somebody posted something the other day and called him Little Addy, as in Adolf Hitler. It's bad, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It's bad as far as freedom goes. I think Delaware is now even opening up more than we are here in Pennsylvania, because there were 11 states that hurt the governor's feelings last week, and they pushed back, and he had a press conference and called them cowards. You're all selfish. That's what he said. Again, you can imagine how that went over. And he's sticking by that. People are pushing back. Lancaster County right now is one of the counties that is pushing back and said, no thanks, we're going to do our thing and we're going to open up. So we've been opening slowly. The social distancing thing, I still don't get it. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you parents watching this, you might get upset with me. But I'm very honest with the students. I shoot from the hip. I try to process sometimes, most of the time, before I say stuff. But I'm going to say this. The wearing a mask thing. Here's where I am with wearing a mask. If you want to wear a mask, and you feel safe for wearing that mask, even though it does nothing, you go ahead and wear that mask. If I don't want to wear a mask, why am I being mandated to have to wear a mask? It's these little things that are control. And that's the stuff that drives me crazy. And that's not America. That is not what America is. That is not freedom. That is a dictator of sorts telling me how I have to live my life. I'm not okay with that. I love freedom. I love God. I love my family. I did that out of order, but it doesn't matter. You get the point. So, I posted a video last Saturday morning, if y'all want to see it, on my YouTube channel. It was about 15 minutes, going off on where I kind of think this whole thing is right now. But here's the deal, guys. Seniors that are outgoing, I'm really going to miss you. I miss you already. It sucks. It really sucks how this year turned out. At the same time, I have to look at it and say God had a plan. What was God's plan? I don't know. I have no idea what God's plan was. I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. And it's okay to question God. Don't let anybody tell you it. Don't question. That's how you learn. That's how you learn things. That's how you you grow in your life is by asking questions. And I don't think God gets mad at us for asking. It's when we push back against him and his word. That's when you get in trouble. But as I have said before, has it ever occurred to you that nothing ever occurs to God? So here's the deal. If you're mad at him and you're angry with him, you may as well go ahead and tell him, because he already knows. And that's not a problem. I don't think that's a problem. But here's the deal, though. Have conversations, wise conversations, and seek out godly people. Seek out people that you know have been through things. Now, nobody's been through this kind of thing before. And seniors, you got a raw deal this year. However, I think graduation is still on for July, and so is the prom, and Miss Carrie Lynn and I are going to be at both. Or at least I'm going to be at graduation. I don't know about my wife's work schedule, but I'll be at graduation, and we'll both be at the prom. As long as we're still invited. I haven't heard anything about still being chaperones. But anyhow, you guys got a raw deal this year. But here's the thing to take and learn from this. What is it that God is having me learn right now? And if you don't know, that's okay. But take this time, and hopefully you've done this. And I know that I have talked to you guys about your relationship with your parents. I've talked to you about your relationship with God. And that's first and foremost. And then all the other relationships will fall into place. Are your parents going to do dumb things that you don't understand? Absolutely. I'm a parent. I do dumb things, and I don't even understand sometimes what I do. But give your parents a break. They're about to lose you to college or to other things. You're growing up. You're going to have a job. You're moving out eventually. Hopefully you're not staying in your parents' basement until you're 30. Please don't do that. Don't do that. The seniors, just know this. I was looking forward to an opportunity to be able to hang out more with you guys this year. Seniors, if you want my phone number, I can give it to you. I do this for seniors every year. If you want my phone number, I'll give you my phone number. I'd love to meet up. Whenever King Wolf and King Carney decide that we can meet up. Actually, I'd meet up without their permission. As long as it's okay with your parents. But I'd love to meet up, eat, talk, drink coffee, whatever. But know that I'm praying for you. A couple of you come to mind because I know you really well, and I've gotten to know you really well, and it's kind of weird, and I'm thankful for that because I've gotten to know a couple of you really well through this pandemic, and I'm excited about that. But I'm excited about what God has for you. A couple of you, I don't know what your future holds, but God does. But know this history teacher is concerned about you, and he loves you. I pray for you. I lift you up to God on a daily basis. Whether we understand this whole thing or not, if I was a senior this year, I'd be ticked. I'd feel like I got the short end of the stick. But know this, that no matter what, God is in control. None of this has taken him by surprise. And I have to remember that now as well. This hasn't taken God by surprise. And I am trying to grow right now. And at 47 years old, I'm still trying to figure out, how do I respond to this wisely? There is nothing wrong with fighting back against tyranny. There is nothing wrong with fighting back against those things that you think are wrong. It's how you do it. It's how you approach it. It's doing things wisely. And even sometimes doing things the right way and wisely, they're still going to get you in trouble according to some. Like that, my dad used to say, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And if you could, life would be boring. But seniors, I love you. And I honestly, I pray for you, and I hope that if you have gotten... There's two things I hope you got out of my classes this year. One, first and foremost, is that God is number one. God is supreme. God is the God of all things. God is the God of this pandemic. God is the God of America. God is my God. God is God above all things. He is first. He needs to be number one. He needs to be whom you seek first in everything that you do. And I know that is so hard to think about. The first thing, you have all of these decisions to make. You have life choices to make all of a sudden at 17 and 18 years old. And if you include God in those things, just as our founding fathers included God in the beginning of our country, be fearful of not holding on to him. Be fearful of not putting him first. Fearful in a good way. Fearful in a way that if you don't include him, what's my life going to look like? I'm going to tell you right now, you have all heard my testimony. Parents, I'd be more than happy to share my testimony with all of you. But students, you have heard my testimony. And not putting God first can destroy you. I wasn't destroyed. But here's the thing, by God's grace, I am back here. Now, I am not telling you to go live the life that you want to live without him. Your life, I'm not promising life is going to be easier, because I'm going to tell you right now, that's a lie straight from the pit of hell, that life is easier with God. Life is harder, and it's harder simply because you're trying to live your life for faith and a belief system that a lot of people aren't going to understand. It's a lot easier to live your life away from God. It's a lot easier to have relationships that you know you shouldn't have. It's a lot easier to live your life away from God. It is hard to get up on a daily basis and say, all right, Lord, what do you have for me today? It's hard. But I know all of you can do this. And I'm not just talking to the seniors now. I'm talking to all of you. Some of you I'm going to have again next year. Some of you I'm done. You're done in my classes. And that sucks, because we didn't really get the chance to say goodbye. And today, I hope that this video I hope you understand my heart for you. I hope you understand my passion for you. Here's the second thing. First of all, God first. The second thing I hope that you have learned is the importance of history. Now, someone made me a video, and she said in that video that she reached out to a certain person and said something about that she was working on history, watching Hunting Hitler, and this person, he wrote back, ew. I won't say who that was, Michael Wilson. But I miss you, Micah. But I hope that you understand the importance of history, because here's the thing. We are where we are right now, in the middle of this nonsense with COVID-19. Where we are right now, if you don't understand that our rights and our freedoms are being taken away, then I've failed at my job as your history teacher. Because this is not what this country was founded on. Understand that. There is such a thing as American exceptionalism. And I'm going to say this. I am not a citizen of this world. I am a citizen of the United States of America. Globalism, I'm not a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of a one world government. I don't want anything to do with the WHO. I want nothing to do with people in the other parts of the world trying to tell me how to live. I want nothing to do with it. I live here. I live in the greatest country in the world. And we have been through a lot as a country. From the revolution to the Civil War to the world wars to Afghanistan to Iraq to the war on terrorism. And are we at war right now, the virus? I don't know. The virus is a lot less than they're telling us, okay? But those two things, if you put God first and you seek him on a daily basis in every decision, and I mean even the smallest decisions sometimes, if you include him, you're going to see a difference in your life. Again, it's not going to be easy. There is any Christian that tells you that that life with Jesus is easy, they're nuts. I'd like to meet them, because I'd like to know what they're doing. My wife and I have been through a lot already in this pandemic. Just long story short, our stepdaughter has decided to go live with her dad, which has crushed my wife's world. And You guys have all met her. But in all of this, even in this rough time for us, what are we supposed to learn? What do I need to know? But the second thing, again, I hope that you have learned is about history and the importance of learning about history. Learn from history. Because if we don't learn from it, we're bound to repeat it. And there's parts of history I don't want to repeat. But we're headed down a path. And here's the thing. It's not all of America that's this way. We're split even. We're split half and half. Again, I'll say this. The red states are the one doing well. The blue ones are the ones that are still stuck in this muck and mire and holding out for the Democratic Party. But neither here nor there. Wake up. Know your history. Know what you believe and why you believe it. I have so much more that I'd like to say to each and every one of you individually. I could go through each class. I'm not going to do that. But just know, U.S. history, I had a blast this year. U.S. history has, you all know, that is my favorite subject to talk about. I loved when we prayed together. I loved sharing our hearts. I loved sharing our prayer requests together. And I miss those times. I really do. World history, you guys were a lot of fun. It was a lot more laid back this year than normal. A lot of different characters in that class, I'm going to tell you. Chris, it was good having Chris in class for 1 year. It was good to have Elijah for the first time. Anthony Fagali for the first time. I had the Hawk brothers. I had Caden in World Civ and Evan in US. Both of you guys, it's your first time with you. Lauren Wilson, I think, is graduating this year. It was awesome to have you in U.S. history. Trying to think of all you other ones that I have known since you were like 5. I think of Feldman's, Winchester's, Micah Wilson, Isabella. I didn't know you, but hopefully I'll have you next year in World Civ, but I don't know if I will or not. Again, I'm going to leave people out, and it's not intentional. Elizabeth Mull, I've had her for 2 years. I'm going to miss her enthusiasm about exams. Yeah, she was very enthusiastic. But you guys have just been awesome. And here, do me a favor. I'm going to be making more videos over the summer. As we go through this process of COVID-19 and my anger towards our governor. But hopefully more content will be more exciting and more happy. But here's the thing, guys. Go with God. Go with Him. Because if you don't go with Him, your life's going to be a lot harder. You may think it's easy, but it's going to get tough. Decisions with God, decisions are, if you follow the Word of God, your decisions are going to be easier. They may be harder for you because you may not like the choices you have to make. But if you do what God has you do, and I don't know what that is. Everybody's life is different. Convictions are different. How we look at Bible versions are different. That was for Jeff. How we look at music is different. But if you honor God first, that's going to lead you to a great relationship with your parents. It's going to lead you to a great relationship with everybody around you, as long as they love Jesus as well. And that's going to be tough for people that don't love the Lord. But go with God. Go with God. And outside of my class, some of you, I have a list. I have a litany of books if you want to read more about George Washington, the Civil War, Robert E. Lee, Ulysses S. Grant. Did I say George Washington? The Revolution. I have a litany of books that I'd love for you to read and get your input on. But guys, go with God. Enjoy your summer. It's kind of been summer already, hasn't it? But enjoy your summer. Oh yeah, I'm done with Olivia too. I'm done with Olivia too. Man, I'm going to get all the younger kids now, all the younger brothers and sisters of all you guys. God help me. Anyway, I love you guys. And please don't think when I say that at the end of every video every week that do not take that for granted. That is from my heart. Understand the reason, and I've said this a few weeks ago, I love coming down there to teach you guys and hang out with you guys. Every one of you brings something different to the table as far as my Thursdays go. Just understand that I love you and I miss you. Go with God. Keep Him first. Keep your families second. Keep your country third. Do those things, and I'm going to tell you, you're not only going to be fantastic Christians, you're going to be great Americans. You'll be huge. I had to do it, Trump. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm praying for you. Please, please, please stay in touch. Take my email. If you want my phone number, I will send you out my phone number. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want everybody to have it. But if you want it and you're interested, I would love to be in touch with you. Again, if you've gotten this far, lesson 30, both classes due tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless you. God bless America.